Who wants to go first? Ours is very speculative.
All right, we can start with concrete first then. So ignore all of the red. What we've basically done is we now have this little text component that gives us all of our actual like known tags on the contracts, for example, cupcake, and it also detects like one that doesn't exist in there. And it extracts them into two lists so that we can pass them into the transaction. However, there is an issue with the contract right now where it's like, even though the function accepts both types, it errors if both are provided at the same time. So to basically maybe demonstrate, I'll just like put in, hello cupcake as a known tag. Save. That's going through. And then simultaneously, I can say create a new tag, fruit, which does not exist yet. And we should see things show up shortly. Hopefully.
Soon.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Never know.
Great demo.
26 seconds ago. All right, one of them went through. There we
go.
Oh, sorry, new tag, fruit. So fruit did not exist as a tag. Now it does. I don't know where our other transaction is over here too. So that's kind of concerning. Tag again.
I feel like when it popped up, it had like 0 matic associated with it the first time.
That could have been something. All right, block exists. Transaction exists.
Okay.
Yeah.
No guarantee that logs will be added. We don't have that guarantee yet.
Baby steps.
Yep.
We can
And,
we can squirt it in that direction and hope for the best. That's a start.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we got search is still there.
Cool.
We've had a regression with the authorship. For some reason that is seemingly broken, but these are all great things.
Cool.
It's all a work in
Nice.
progress.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can do if we do enough of these works in progress, we could end up in what we're about to describe.
In a
So
world.
So this is partially this is a vision of multiple interfaces that are coming together, and maybe I'll try to do the speed run I gave you, Jordan, and then you can fill in anything I missed. Yeah, and I don't have this worked out great, but let's start with Capsule. We've got tags here. So they've got a log, and they've got this thing in here, and you can create new cards, and it's got tags, right? So this is everywhere. Journal thing. Then they have like a map system where you can, and sort of like,
This is just a different view of the
Yeah.
log. Yeah.
This is a canvas-based view that you can like lay out things spatially. You can connect them and stuff. I'm less concerned about all that. But yeah, like some hierarchy here or whatever. This is a single player interface. The top level structure is all my stuff. I don't know if they have multiplayer, but I haven't seen it. You got tags, all this kind of thing, right? This is pretty note taking plus spatial, right? Good. Then you have sprout.place, which is co-presence on a canvas in a multimedia sense. and they're, you know, they've got a bunch of like nifty, like sort of decoration things and multimedia types and stuff like this. And it's primarily like, it's a single event surface with a URL that allows you to come in and build something together, but like it's detached from any sort of larger like system. And maybe they're building that, I don't know, John, maybe you know, but whatever the case, like, you know, it's a lot of decoration, which gives it a lot of personality, and that's great. So those forces are in the world. Canvases are really important. People are spending a lot of time on them. And then earlier we were talking about, well, I have been using canvases to think on, to organize myself for like, I don't know, 15 years or something. And like now we've got a connected data environment. So thinking of this thing as a canvas and like this thing as a widget that you could drop down, like give me some nav, and this is my personal area. And then it has a feed, and like those blocks are popping out, and you could drop those into groups and they could live spatially in some place. That's the stuff you're kind of working on. Have like calendar kinds of things, you know, like it's effectively a sort of dash like setup for a menu. There can be all kinds of little primitives. These things can like link to each other. Like there can be communal spaces, which are like, say, a tag space that multiple people are throwing blocks into. And yeah, I don't know, like it is effectively like creating a place that you tend over time, right? And it has this queryable like feedback system, this kind of thing. Anyway, so I don't know if that's landing at all, but that's what I was thinking about. And so it's basically a canvas that allows you to move around like hyper-linked content, right? It's very hyper-card this way. You can organize it to look like anything. A group could do this in shared spaces. And by default, it has a feed view, so that the minimum you have is a chronological structure of things coming into it. But from there, you could create a spatial atmosphere that could be tended over time and then potentially shared outwards. It's an environmental like thinking tool. And we seem to be moving in that direction. So I don't know. Am I missing anything here, Jordan?
I mean, no, I think it's just that like as we're feeling into now that we have tags, and now that like I'm still internalizing the fact that OurLog is distributed. Like these tools we're referencing are fascinating, but they're all self-contained. And when you're not like that, it gets crazy. And so I think we're filling into that. And so, all right, we're all writing or creating logs. Now we're linking them through tags. Well, those can be collections, right? And so what is that? Well, what happens when I go to experience that collection? I think that's where it gets really exciting, because if we have primitives like graphics and primitives like videos, well, what if we're all creating logs connected to a project? Let's say it's Exquisite Land. Well, now there's an Exquisite Land page, and let's say it has links to time capsules, it links to GitHub, it has Dave's last thoughts on it. It has some to-do stuff John sending me. That is still a result of just tags on log stuff we're throwing into a pile. And like Dave said, minimum is tagged with the date. So there's a feed, and I just see everything coming in. But what happens now? We know that they're connected. And what is that emergent page? And that's why the Sprout stuff's fun for me, because it's like there's a personality to the stuff that we collaborate to, right? And so I like the idea of letting that kind of personality come out, and like in a way it's not tedious or forced like that. So I think there's a cool, I don't know, it's like that emergent stuff I think is now we're seeing these connections. What's cool and what gets fun about it. Oh, that makes sense.
I like it.
Well put. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's feels very like, I think just starting from stream plus canvas means that like you have to have those views talk to each other, which means more views can be added. You already have to have a shared model underneath both. That's
and then there's
cool.
there's so many avenues after this, but like you bring in the events and you have a shared like, you know, and like there's say the whole thing is being recorded, it's got video elements, and the Sprout place, I mean, they're spending a lot of money to get that infrastructure working properly, but that I imagine will get easier. But in that case, like what kinds of tools do you have? Like we were talking about an agreement to come into a space together, and then like and part of that agreement is like at the end we're going to do time capsules. And so the thing has like a, hey, you said you were going to do a time capsule, you're about to leave, you want to do a time capsule, like little like structural social reminders within the space to help it become more place-like. So obviously longer term, but this is the choreograph, the logistical layer to the thing, which gives it like, this is the agreement structure stuff. Like this makes it a place and not just some shit you're fucking moving around on a page. And like, so what is the lowest fi version of that?
And then, you know, once that stuff's laid out, like these connections allow, I think Dave used the word lens, what I liked, and that is you can totally take all this stuff and look at it in different ways, right? Restructure, refactor, and it's all live, it's all still connected. It's like what it unleashes and what it makes easier down the road is where it gets just insane, right? Like suddenly I like a very small few components were making crazy stuff, and like I like the idea of lenses on stuff we've already made and look like, oh, look, we did last week. Let's look at it this lens. Look, we did for the whole month and on this lens. And it's a different, it could be different UI, different layout. And that gets me, that gets my mind going. That's so cool. It's a great way to work with people. No.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We talked about our measures of success right now would be in like a not immediate term, but closer term would be how many communities are using it and what artifacts are they producing. So it's not about like the granular connections made, and it's not like looking exactly like, I don't know, like getting like into the nitty gritty. We're trying to build things in so people have easy ways of creating artifacts from just getting together so they can see, oh, you did something, and having like a celebration, even if it's just a recording, even if it's just a time capsule. So it's just a recording of 5 minutes, to have some like the artifacts that are produced, I think are sort of built in a way. So like,
no, I think that's
simple metrics.
Such a good point.
Because we're not trying to drive behavior, really, like let that emerge, but we do want to have some way of reflecting on what was done. I think the artifacts offer reflection points.
Yeah, I like the point you made where it's like just the fact they got together, they should like something should be generated with so little effort that they come away with that accomplishment, right? It's like, and I think we have a lot of opportunity to get that right. I feel great about
and that kind of relates to the event stuff too. Like it's like the equivalent of like a ticket stub for like a live event that you go and like, but for this there'll be some other form of it. It's not, you don't get like a ticket stub for every, and maybe you do, it's some equivalent of that.
NFTs.
Yep.
I also floated, I don't know how serious I am, but I might be, and that is like pages that get neglected, like grow weeds or some visual equivalent or some like we let time we let like time expresses itself, like attention expresses itself, and like in the things you interact with. I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think more of the internet needs that. This page has not been touched in 10 years. It's like falling apart.
Yeah, it should feel different.
Cobwebs.
It should feel dusty.
It's dusty.
Right.
Yeah. You have to breathe, like blow off the dust. The mic can like detect if there's enough like force coming through for it to.
You have to use your cursor to like wipe off the dust so you can read the text.
Squeegee tool.
So I don't know. I think we can keep recording and just talk about where we want to go next, because that's, I guess, part of the.
No.
Unless we don't know.
Yeah. Should Dan and I do a quick just like layout pass on where you guys landed, just to
like a cleanup?
That'd be amazing.
Just a real probably not a full visual pass, but probably just throw her in grid, get some alignment, some basic stuff.
Please.
No, I'd love to. Yeah, no, it looks fun.
Do you want to do that in code or on page?
I don't want Nah, just we'll do in the code. We'll do it live. Yeah.
Awesome. We need to deploy what we have.
Yep, I'll make sure everything's committed.
And then once that's done, there's a few loose ends to tie up. So we need to get the authorship working again, figure out how to get existing and new tags working in a single log. And then I think eventually, I think the next obvious thing would be to add dates into the search. But right now, search works by author and tagging. So I think what we need to do is like, once it's like cleaned up, or even before then, like try to start using it somehow. Like maybe like,
Yeah.
next we can like come up with
Love
like an
to.
exercise of how we should try to use it. Like,
Yes.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
and then we'll know after using it for like a week or two, like what are the obvious things. Like I think some filters will be painfully obvious that we want to have, that sort of thing.
Did I know it was kind of mentioned yesterday, but I didn't really follow up. Or but are we bringing in all the logs that have been like generated into OurLog historically, or is it clean from basically going forward?
I think it's going to be clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's clean, we may not need dates for a week or two. I don't think I'm going to be.
Yeah,
like,
no,
what
I don't think we'll need dates.
Cool. All right,
for
good.
a
I was
while.
going to say, I feel like we could. Yeah, that's great. Cool. It'll give us time to like figure it out even before we get that functionality.
Yeah, we can scope an experiment to like give us like a felt scent, like not use it for everything. Use it for something.
Because we can't retroactively tag, right?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, that
can.
is okay. So we can
got a
still
tag
do
button.
dodo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
I mean-
the dodoing will work.
So we can use it for most anything or everything.
We
'cause the
should.
yeah. I think like rendering links and stuff is probably something we'll have to add in, but I mean that's not that much. So
Yeah, which brings up like, yeah, we can scope this maybe next week. The experiment and like how we track
Yeah.
obviously bugs and then features, like things that pop up that people are like, I would like this thing. So it's all in one place.
Probably a tag.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
I'm also
just
curious.
put a feature tag and a bug tag in there.
There you go. Solved.
It's disgusting, but no one wants to talk about it, but this could be really great bug tracking software. Like,
Yeah, because
It's always
you
so
can follow the
good.
whole goddamn thing. The first instance of it, it's tagged. But then the first person that's like, I'm going to take a stab at it, they like muck around with it, leave a time capsule for the next person. And the next person comes through, picks up the bug, like, resolves it. And the whole process could just be viewed through that like lens.
Cool.
And
That
that's amazing.
lineage.
God,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so every company I've worked at end up just being an expression of their bug software. So the idea that we're making a really cool freeform tool that you can kind of form around the group that can do the job of bugs gets me really excited.
Yeah.
It's got like
It's
a,
cool. I
it's
don't
got a
want to work that
snap-in
way. but-
gizmo
Man.
that allows you to put all kinds of bug GIFs on your canvas.
Oh,
Can be really, really efficient.
Does
yeah.
it support emojis as tags? Was that part of or not quite yet?
Technically, yeah, they should work.
Okay.
Let's try it out.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun, like just to add a little bit of color to the interface without having to
It
do
do.
any design.
There's a need for expression, man. There's a need for expression.
Did I tell you guys when we did spatially at the VR meeting space, we had emojis, but you use them through a gun. So you load up the emoji into the gun and you shoot it at the person.
Do you have a
That's
patent for
really
that?
good.
I hope you have a UI
don't.
patent for that.
We
That's
don't.
so sick. Oh,
That is very good.
that's so good.
Yeah. This is one of
damn.
the better reaction patterns I've ever heard of.
That's real innovation, dude. I love that
Mhm.
shit.